Can law enforcement use illegally obtained evidence against a defendant? To find out, you have to read Weeks versus United States. Butts. It's 6 pages long. Don't have time for that? I've got you covered. This is TLDR, where normally I cover New York Court of Appeals cases in 5 minutes or less. But this is part of a limited series on landmark Supreme Court cases. This is the episode on the case of Weeks versus United States, with a citation of 232 U.S. 383. The case was published on February 24th, 1914. The background that's helpful to know to best appreciate this case is the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution was drafted in response to abuses by England during the colonial period. Colonists hated how the British Empire issued general warrants or didn't even bother to get warrants. British officials used to break into people's homes without a warrant and look for incriminating evidence, and then use that to prosecute and jail their opponents. So when the founding fathers of the newly formed United States of America prepared the Bill of Rights, they included the Fourth Amendment, which prohibited law enforcement from breaking into people's homes like the British had done. The Fourth Amendment states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation," and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. But the amendment does not state what should happen if the police violate that prohibition. What happens to the evidence illegally seized? That leads us to this episode's case. So, what are the facts of this case? The case revolved around Fremont Weeks, a Missouri resident suspected of involvement in illegal lottery activities. Police officers broke into Fremont Weeks' home while Mr. Weeks was at work. They searched through his home and found papers and items in defendant's home and kept them. Some of the things taken were documents which the prosecutors used to charge the defendant with the crime of transporting lottery tickets through the mail. Defendant Weeks made a motion to the court seeking to compel the police and prosecutor to return the items taken from his home without a warrant. The judge ordered some materials returned, but not the incriminating evidence the prosecutors would use at trial against the defendant. Defendant was then convicted and sentenced based in part on that illegally seized evidence. Weeks appealed his conviction, arguing that the warrantless seizure of his belongings violated his Fourth Amendment rights. Defendant appealed all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. When the case finally landed in the United States Supreme Court, it resulted in a unanimous decision. The court held that seizure of the items without a warrant violated the Fourth Amendment. The conviction was reversed and the evidence suppressed. But more importantly, the court then held that the violation must result in suppression of the illegally seized evidence. This was the first articulation and application of the exclusionary rule, which renders inadmissible evidence illegally seized, thus sapping away any motivation to engage in illegal seizures of evidence. The impact of Weeks versus United States has been nothing less than monumental. It changed the course of American legal history. It reinforced the importance of the Fourth Amendment. It safeguards individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures, ensuring that your home remains a sanctuary. It mandates that warrants be issued upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, providing a legal framework for privacy. Warrants must be issued, particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized, ensuring specificity and accountability. In essence, the Fourth Amendment protects your right to privacy, giving you control over your personal space. The exclusionary rule, born from this case, stands as a cornerstone of American criminal procedure, ensuring that the government cannot profit from its own misconduct. It serves as a constant reminder that the rule of law must prevail, and that justice must be pursued within the bounds of legality and respect for individual rights. If you like what you just saw and want to see more just like it, please hit like or subscribe to let me know.